Welcome back, folks, to another From the Armory with Murph and Lassiter, produced by Shutter Steve in association with 3-1 Association. How do we do it?
That's a lot of association.
That's a lot of association.
That's too much association.
Usually,
at that point, I think it's common law marriage.
I don't know if Indiana promotes that, but
I think Steve's.
Well, they're in California. I'm sure that's legal.
Yeah, Steve's entitled to one half of their assets at this point.
As long as it's not a chemical, it's legal in California, from what I understand.
It's like, is there any? Everything's illegal.
It's not saying anything political. Just
no, we
running my mouth.
At this point, with the 10s and 20 of viewers we got, is like anything we say is probably not going to be heard anyways.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter at this point.
For the 60 views we got on the last video, we appreciate y'all. Or the one person that watched it 60 times.
I really thought it would really fly.
You need to get a subscription to Pornhub or something. I don't know.
Just type in the search engine keywords "final cut," and you'll find us.
Next, we'll do a red band one. We can do that.
I say not to be confused with final draft, or here it is, or
I put a comment in the last video. I said, just so everybody's aware, this wasn't the final episode yet.
No, not the final episode yet.
So anyway, enough bullshittery and fuck offery.
But that's what they watch us for, right?
Gotta hope so, because that's all we give them.
That's all we give.
Yeah. So Johnny's back up. We did a trail run. We did do a trail run.
We did the 5K.
I did the 5K. I was signed up for the 15K, and I probably would have done it, but my mind was 100% elsewhere. So
yeah, we'll get into that later.
Yeah, maybe. We got into the lap and the 5K, and I just turned off the 5K and was like, nah, I'm done.
Well, that's the thing when they give what's called a false finish.
I hate those.
You turn that you see is either you go left and it's finish, and you can see the start finish line, and then or the timing where you're going to go through to actually finish, and then to the right it said do another lap.
Yeah.
So the choices were clear. I'm sure you weren't the only one. It's like, because I kicked around the idea too. Is like, I could go for a beer right now. It wasn't like it was a good course, great course, very well ran by the cats with Dino, and we tried to figure out what that acronym was.
Dino, what is it? Something Indiana Off Road.
Yeah, we actually figured out the D.
Well, because they had it written down.
Yeah.
we didn't just sort it out ourselves. We read it. Immediately after I said, I wonder what that stands for. I looked down at the print underneath, and it says whatever. I think it's Discover Indiana Off Road.
There we go.
I think is what it was. Discover maybe.
Yeah.
But anyway, Google it. I don't give a shit. But it was fun. We've done one of their things before, somewhere.
Was it them?
Yeah, it was a long time ago. But then with a Wolfpack thing, or is it Wolfpack or Wolf Park?
Wolfpack.
Yeah, they're not in Indiana this time.
No, they'll be all in Ohio and Kentucky. It'd be the closest to this location, which is not close.
Man, and I know we talked about this maybe last time, but it bears repeating. It doesn't matter if you're a veteran or not, if you're looking to improve your mental health, get the fuck outside and do something. Like, seriously, just go out and you can hike, and hiking doesn't mean you have to wear a stupid heavy pack and labor and hate life. It could be your people trail in your local park. It could be, hell, you could just go for a walk down to the market instead of door dashing your fucking groceries like a loser.
And then you got to carry it back.
Yeah.
So
take an empty backpack, carry your groceries back. I got a problem with the park and grocery thing anyway, and we're not going to get off on that. But
no, because I run the risk of pissing my wife off because she'll tell me I got to pick up at 8. I go, pick up what?
Man, unless you're, I don't know. I just look at it. Unless you've got little kids that are hard to get in and out of the seat and all that stuff, or you're elderly, or you really are sick and you're the outbreak monkey and you don't want to go into the market, I get it. Otherwise, get the fuck in there and see people and immerse yourself in humanity. Like, it's not, life isn't that scary.
Well, you're guaranteed to get the shit that you wanted too.
Yeah, and you'll see some new stuff that you'll be like, hey man, I didn't know they made this flavor of Oreos, and grab them. And then go work it off in the park on a ruck.
Well, what I'm talking about basically is like if I want Oreos, right? And they always say, well, didn't have that. And I was like, bullshit, I know you had Oreos.
Yeah.
The freaking teenage kid that's, deciding, what his pronouns are, didn't want to go look for them, and now you didn't get Oreos, you got Oreats.
Yeah. So if I'm wrong, give me a reason in the comments why I'm wrong that I didn't list already. but I just can't see a whole lot of exceptions to why you can't get your ass out of the vehicle, go in and get the groceries. It's not that time consuming. It's probably better for you mentally. Dogs need to socialize, so do people. I hate most people, and I still go to the fucking supermarket.
I go because I want to guarantee. I want to pick my. You know what? I think I'll be the only one that handles my bananas today, if that's all right.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what you're gonna do with my bananas. I know
Evidently,
what
you're supposed to eat them.
but other people, hey, they were handing them out yesterday like crazy.
They were hot. Though.
Anyway, so now that we've
nothing
pissed off
worse than a hot.
Two of our 5 viewers.
You know what?
Wherever we were with it, what was it? Trail run, yeah. The trail run. Sometimes I got to reverse engineer my own conversation. The trail run. It was 15K. We've done that before for the Tame the Terrain. They used to do there. It's like an OCR that I think it was a local Catholic church or something put together years ago, and they stopped it.
Man, that was fun.
Like 2022, I think they stopped. And it was really fun. So we knew the terrain. Like I said, I quit at 5K. I do not regret that at all. 15K looked fun.
It was fun. I enjoyed it. I mean, it was, again, just like any other, I met a guy, I think his name was Stefan, really doesn't matter, but cool dude.
Yeah.
It's like, and usually you just hook up with somebody on the trail, and like the last couple miles, you'll go in and so on and so forth. That son of a bitch, though, because I found out he was in my age group. So, and of course I like to compete to see if I can take my age group. And we discussed, age and how long we've been doing it. And then like at the last half mile or so, not even that, probably the last 100 meters, he just takes off. It's like, oh man. It's like, I turned
He's
around,
one of those guys.
It's like, okay, he's gonna be that guy. It's like, and I was like, could I caught him? Probably, but at that point, because I think I turned the corner and I saw Carrie, and she's like, yay, and I was like, of course, I don't know why, but I gave her a raspberry, like because at that point I'm ready.
You did it a minute ago too.
Yeah, it's like, I guess the raspberry is like my thing now, but and I was like, I just let him go. And it was like, fine, if that's the most important thing to you. The most important thing to me on a trail run or anything as far as physical fitness is just competing against myself and make sure I finish. I was like, I know I'm going to finish, and I felt good afterwards too. I probably could have done another lap. However, I didn't. It was like somebody said beer, and I said, okay, I'm in.
Oh, and then we got to mention this because if you don't know these exist, well, let's face it, if you're doing the grocery DoorDash thing, you probably know these exist because this is 100% up the alley of those kind of, like, the kind of people that know every flavor of Doritos that are out there are the kind of people that drink this shit. On the way out, somebody said, hey man, do you want some beers? And apparently he knew Carrie. They graduated together or something.
Mm-hmm.
I said, yeah man, sure. Well, when I hear beers in this area, I'm thinking Busch Light or Miller Light or something.
A Pilsner. A Pilsner or...
Yeah, some see-through Pilsner.
Yeah.
Instead, what we got was hard Mountain Dew. If you're not aware of hard Mountain Dew or you've never had one, I'm sorry, and consider yourself fortunate that you didn't know they existed until now. It was putrid. I drank one. It tasted like Mountain Dew. So if you like Mountain Dew, go get it. It's like 5% alcohol. It's like a regular Bud Light or something taste-wise or flavor-wise or alcohol content-wise, sorry. Not flavor-wise, tastes like a Mountain Dew, though. They had Baja Blast, Fruit Punch Baja Blast, and some other mango shit. Dude, I want those out of my cooler. So, did you already get them out?
Yeah, I got them out.
Okay, good.
I got it out. I left you one.
I'll cleanse it. Don't leave me one.
Oh, I agree. Hey, you said you want it. Well, that's right, because you tasted it yesterday.
I tasted it yesterday. I said I just wanted to try one and get it out of my system.
It's like a mountain. It was like a diet, like a sugar-free mountain, because it says 0 sugar. So you get the Baja Blast,
yeah,
whatever flavor that is, and then at the end, on the back end, you get, what is that? That's like that artificial sweetener.
Yeah, that fake taste. Yeah. So anyway, so I had those, and those are now thankfully out of my cooler apparently. And then
less one. Which I'll grab on the way out.
Anyway, so those are there. We had that. We went to 450 North. Had a great burger, which I didn't even know they served burgers. It's a pizza place.
Now, I found it in the lower right-hand corner.
I had no idea.
Because the whole idea was to go in and get pizza, and then I saw the burger. I was like, I could go for another burger. And about 50 sweet teas.
Quick plug for them, not that anybody from there is going to watch this, but they have a 450 North corn maze coming up. We have been,
from what I remember,
we have been years ago. Was it 2019?
Yeah,
it was before the.
It was before the thing.
Stuff. Yeah,
the thing.
And dude, It is so fun. They do like what I can only describe as like crop circles, and then each circle has its own set of breweries in it. The brewery itself is open, the front, and then they have the brewery crop circles. They have a band in each one, or they did when we were there. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how they do it now, but it's in like October. So if you're a craft beer nerd, I mean, they have so many breweries there, plus their own stuff. If you're a craft beer nerd, man, come on out. But again,
If
if
you're
you're one of those
close.
people that Uber eats your groceries and stuff, you're probably not going to come out to a crop maze thing with tons of people in it. It's probably not your demographic.
No, and the cool thing is it's out in the open in the sun, so the beer's in the sunlight,
Yeah.
and then
You get your vitamin D.
which will immediately regurgitate back up after. That's like that looks like vitamin D. I
Like,
need
I
it
don't,
now.
if you've never been kayaking or out on the water and been drinking, legally, of course, don't come at me, DNR, I don't give a shit. But if you've never been out there, man, the combination of sun and the alcohol will zap you to a whole nother realm of exhaustion. It's insane. Like it drains you.
I think the word we're looking for is drunk.
Well, that's a big
Because
that's a big aspect of it. But yeah,
I think that's what I nailed.
yeah, yeah.
It's like
It,
it wasn't buzz. Like usually we'll go out, and it's been I think that's the last time. Yes, that's the last time I was actually drunk because that sucked. Because that's when um, we came home in the Jeep,
yeah,
and that's a rough ride on its own.
yeah. That's like a log wagon.
And
Yeah,
we actually stopped on the way in as it to get some food at Zwanzig's.
yeah.
And I was passed out in the Jeep. That's when you lost your pizza
I dumped
for
an
the crowd.
entire pizza.
Um, Came back here and just I passed out. Next thing I know, waking up the next morning, it's time for breakfast.
Yep.
And then I tell you what, driving back to Tennessee hungover, I I don't recommend for anybody. It was
It'll
horrible.
test your resolve.
Test your fortitude. It's like
Yeah,
Ironman competition's got nothing on that.
yeah. So, but anyway, the 450 North Corn Maze is coming up again. That's just something to look into. It's 450 North, and it's a brewery here in Indiana. What else, man? Um,
Not a whole lot. I mean, we definitely want to talk about. We'll probably either wait at the end or talk about it now. Is the reunion is coming up,
oh, yeah,
and we can plug that a couple times. We
yeah.
want people to sign up. So
What is it? Is it the 3-1 Lima reunion or 3-1 Association full-on reunion for
From
20
what I
years?
understand, it's the Lima list.
Okay, we
with
might
the-
be wrong on that, so stand by. But I think it's the Lima reunion, kind of Fallujah reunion. I think is
I
because
don't-
it's supposed to be 20 year.
20 year, yeah.
So that'll be in
2003,
California at Camp Pendleton.
So November 20th, I believe, and you can find that information on the association page. It will take you to
Yep.
the Warrior Union Foundation link, where you can register. And I think you have until September, end of September to, and again, you can find this information on the page to the end of September to register. So hopefully it'll be a good turnout. We're definitely, we're pretty sure we're 99.3% sure that we're going to be
I'm
there.
holding on to that 0.07%.
Yeah,
though.
0.07. So, and again,
hanging
it will
10 on that
it will
fucker.
cut down. Looking at flights and stuff like that because the economy's doing great.
Yeah, the economy's booming.
So
The best it's ever been out here.
boom.
That was a pause for laughter. Sorry.
No. It's
Yeah,
true.
no, and also it kind of segue to that. Melissa brought it up that there is help for people that, hey, you want to go, but for whatever reason you can't, you don't have the means.
Mm-hmm.
They have a way for you to get there. They will help you with airfare or some kind of travel. I don't know the link to that. Reach out to 3-1 Association or Melissa Hanks personally, and she'll help you get squared away on that.
Yeah. So you don't have to make a decision between your grocery store pickup.
Yep.
And flying out to the reunion.
Yeah.
So there's things in place and opportunities that are out there that can get you.
It's just
out
like
there if you
anything,
wanna go.
right? For most people, there's grants and ways to get things done.
There's a waiver
if you
for
have
everything.
the resolve to get things done.
Yeah.
If you want to go, they will get you there somehow.
Yeah, there's a waiver for everything.
I'm not rucking your ass there. but
No.
we can help you find a plane that might head that way.
Well, there's no room inside the ruck because it's full of groceries,
Groceries, because I go pick up my own.
Oreos and whatnot.
I'm not. I'm done with that. Actually, I don't want to keep bringing that up. My mom does it too. My mom's guilty of that.
My wife
So
does
trust
it.
me, I have enough shit like that in my life. I get it. I see it. Doesn't mean I like it, but whatever. I'm not the one doing it.
So yeah. Other than that, nothing really up on the horizon.
Do we got to pause for that, Steve? Okay.
Yeah.
It won't pick that up.
Speaking of flights to California, going the wrong way.
RFID shield. California, what are we talking about?
Going to California.
Oh, the plane going over here. It's like flights to California. Okay. Man, what else we got? Did the Mammoth March recently. You've done one.
Yeah, I've done one. Oh yeah, tell us about another excellent opportunity if you're not, if you're not fired up about competitive hiking or rucking or running or anything competitive. Mammoth March is your solution. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I kept seeing the ads for it on Facebook, I think, and I waited, like most things, to sign up at the last minute. And when I went to sign up, there were no tickets available. This company, Mammoth March, tells you to watch their Facebook page, look for approved sellers, because they have a list of everybody that's bought tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So of the 1,200 people that bought tickets to this specific event in Versailles, Indiana, they would say, hey, I'm not able to go this weekend. And they'd post on Facebook, they have 2 tickets for sale. Mammoth March will come in and say, yes, this person is on our list. They bought tickets. They're legit.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was kind of cool of them. They don't have to do that for everybody, but they did, so that you know you're not getting screwed. I ended up instead getting in on a raffle or a drawing, and they said, hey, we're looking for volunteers that actually want to do the event for free. You get a free event later. You get free food, free parking, which kind of everybody gets, and potentially beer. Well, spoiler alert, it was non-alcoholic beer, but whatever. Still free. Somebody hands me something, I'm gonna drink it, even if it's one of those fucking putrid Mountain Dew things. And
I'm gonna keep that in mind because that's all I'm gonna hand you.
So probably not. I took one drink and handed it back to the person that gave.
What's this doo-doo?
Yeah.
It's free.
It is. And anyway, so we do this thing, and I got drawn, but before I knew it was a drawing, I thought they wanted somebody with credentials. So I'm like, man, I ruck all the time. I do this, and I'm giving all this. I'm comfortable on the trail, marching under a headlamp, or in the dark or rain, shine. I mean, I'm giving this guy all this information, and he comes back and he's like, he basically said, cool story, bro, but this is a drawing. This isn't an interview. I was like, oh shit, cool. Well, I'll hang out till Wednesday and see if I win. And apparently I did. I got in Wednesday. So yeah, we got in on that, and then that was fun, man. It was 22 miles roughly. It rained on and off, and it's partially on a horse trail. So we definitely slogged through the mud and the muck, and you've seen people of various states of preparedness, like people with just tennis shoes with no tread, people with full-on hiking boots.
Mammoth March. That's where we're at.
All right. So if we look different, it's because we've changed camera angles. The sun is not cooperating with us. It did not get the memo that we were shooting today. Anyway.
I'm still going to stare at the camera that was over there, though.
You should. The one that's here, but not here.
Yeah. With my hands.
So Mammoth March, though, if you're not somebody that's you probably need to do a couple workups to it because it's 20-something miles, but you can actually bail out at any aid station. And the aid stations were every 4 to 5 miles. And like I said, if you've probably got one in your home, they're taking all of July off. So by the time this airs, you'll probably have another week or so to wait. And it'll be like August or something. They'll pick back up, and they do them all over the country. And I think it's like $40 or something to sign up. Usually, if you get in early enough, there's no prescribed wait. You don't have to bring anything, just a bottle of water if you want. Really good time, and like I said, it was cool being. I got chosen as a sweeper, which basically means I was the last guy on the trail by design. Like I had to be the last guy to make sure everybody got through. And we had a few people that bailed. I think of 1,200 that signed up, 900 and something showed up, and of those, I think only like a few bailed. I mean, we had
that's still a great time.
At every aid station, right? And the snacks, the drinks, dude, they provided. Like that money goes to, it goes to like your local parks to keep
like
those
land,
going. Yeah.
Land conservation and
yeah,
park upkeep.
It's a German couple that run it, Mark, and I can't remember his wife's name, but he really cool people. So check them out. I got a free shirt out of it too. That was cool.
That's what makes an event is the aid stations.
Oh, dude.
Or as I like to call them, or for Man of the March, would be more like rest stop.
Like a resupply, yeah.
Like a resupply.
It's like playing a video game and getting a save point, and you get a bunch of stuff. Like, oh, I forgot I had this.
Because I think I was telling you, the last 2 miles of the race yesterday is like they had a little aid station. The guy goes, "You want a beer?" And I go, "Not right now. This is a great idea." It's like, "What about some Fireball?" It's like, "Oh, what the?"
Would you like some Fireball?
If you're not familiar with ultra running or trail running, like Fireball is evidently the go-to to get you through a couple of miles. And we were talking to that guy that he said that Fireball gets you through like two miles, and then like on the next mile up, you're like, oh, not a good idea. So I prefer to shoot outside.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little tough in the wintertime, but
we could do it in the wintertime. We'll just be sitting here in like,
as long as we got good coffee,
like whoopee hoodies or something, and staying. Yeah, we did coffee this morning because it's not too early for beer, but we decided it was probably more appropriate for coffee.
Yeah.
And I got to make coffee, which was great because I always enjoy doing that. And yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Mammoth March, look them up, check them out. They're awesome. We got another thing coming up in Tennessee in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's going to be our Hard Wind Adventures event.
Oh,
which is basically it. Oh yeah,
repping the shirt.
Oh yeah, they're definitely a good. I mean, it's hard to say anything bad about any organization that promotes getting outside. I mean, it's a business, it's a moneymaker. But
yeah.
But yeah, if I could make money by just getting people outside and doing, enjoying physical fitness or just good clean living, if you will.
Yeah.
That I would definitely do it. But yeah, that's in July in Tennessee, and it's a 12-hour event. It's a rucking event, and basically you just keep doing mile loops. It's kind of like a last man standing. It's like, I guess whoever.
Kind of like that one mile out, one more mile that Chad Wright did, that Amazon documentary.
Something like this. It's not about being the fastest guy. It's that, fastest guy first is kind of being like the person who slows down last. If that makes any sense.
Is there an award for it or anything? I mean, you get a shirt.
I'm sure you'll get a shirt.
We've talked about it. You've already sold me on it. I'm doing it.
Yeah. So the cool thing is, it's just for those type of events. Again, there's always great food, good beer, and people, lots of like-minded people.
And I understand there's a margarita bar.
There's a margarita bar at the,
it's on the track
at the halfway point. About halfway through the mile, half a mile.
Yeah. There's
a margarita bar called just a tip. So, and they're going to dam up the creek. It's going to be July in Tennessee, so it's going to be hot. So you can lay down in the creek and cool yourself off. It's going to be fun. I've never had a bad time at some trail events. Have been more fun than others, but all of them have been fun.
So if you're in the area, check them out. It's in 2 weeks. What is that? The 23rd, 18th, 19th?
Yeah, you can find them
math, but anyway.
Ultra Sign Up is your go-to. It's like if you want to get into that lifestyle, we'll tell you everything. Just you go in there, type in your zip code, and it gives you events anywhere from 50 miles from that location to 500 miles out. So it depends on how much you want to travel.
I think there's probably, at least when I was first looking into this stuff, there's a little bit of a stigma, kind of like there is in CrossFit. Like, I used to do the CrossFit thing, surprise, and I don't have any shirts that say CrossFit on. But anyway, there was a whole thing that people used to joke, where do you go to get in shape for CrossFit? Because people thought you had to go in there as an athlete. It's like, no, man, you can scale that for everybody, just like these events.
Mm-hmm.
If you sign up and you just want to go and hang out and check out the crowd, go out and do a couple laps and just walk around, do a couple miles.
Sign up for a 15K and do a 5K.
Sign up for a 5K and do a 5K. Yeah, there's all kind of ways to do it. Not everybody's out to pretend they're an athlete. Just go do it. And man, it's fun. You can get out there and do something like this. Come out if you're in the Tennessee area, come out and do it. Hang out with us. Have a margarita at the margarita bar. I mean,
that would be
fun. You can dip your toes in this pool and not jump all the way in.
Well, it's the same thing like you said with CrossFit. Like when you go inside the gym, they have what's called, the workout of the day, the WOD of the day. You look at it, it's not a guy that's going to stand over you like a drill instructor, giving you knife hands to do it. It's like if it says, 3 rounds of burpees, knock out a round of burpees.
Yeah.
Like I'm good.
You can't do handstand push-ups? Cool. Do an L shape on a box and
Yeah.
do the quick ones. I mean, there's ways to
You
do
can
it.
jump up on a box, step
Yeah.
up on the box.
It's just like everything else. You can't ruck. You don't want to put the weight on your back. I got a friend that just did his podcast recently, and he's coming back from a surgery, and he's like, man, I can't really ruck right now. So he was starting out walking, and then he made his own backpack because that's what he does. He's what do we, not a seamstress, a seamer.
He's a seamer. He's
a
a seaman.
He plays with semen. He seems a bit.
He seems a bit.
No, but he's a sower of goods, and he made his own ruck, and he was sampling or practicing with it and checking it out and doing some R&D, and he was kind enough to send me one, but he started out with like 5 or 10 pounds in it, and just walking. And he said,
"The cat from Centerline."
Yeah, Centerline Systems.
We'll say that again because when that belt showed up, at the time he was calling you to get some feedback from you. It was like, son of a bitch, you sent stuff that friggin' I don't need, but looks really cool.
Everybody needs a belt, man.
Now,
but
as far as
really
like Rigger's belt goes, is like because I think I still have the one that's
SOE.
The SOE one.
Yeah.
Because I still have the drop holster and the belt. I was looking at my and not to segue too much because I want to stay on the Centerline piece, but I was looking at my air mattress from REI. I think it's 20 years old.
No, dude. Yeah, the Thermarest.
Yeah, the Thermarest. Yeah.
I've got one, and I've got one of the newer military issue. It's made by Cascade Designs. It's fucking fantastic too. Because my daughter kept stealing mine, so I haven't given it to her, so don't watch this and get excited, kid. But I gave her basically
but still
my old
watch
Thermarest.
it. But don't get
still watch it. Just don't get excited about it like everybody else. But no, Centerline Systems. He started out doing the rucking thing, and just kind of like I said, he's just going slow into it, and eventually, hey, maybe he'll never get to where he's carrying 45 or 50 pounds and doing silly events and that kind of stuff. I mean, he'll just do that for fitness and to get out and move. And motion is lotion, right, man? As long as you're moving, you ain't dying.
There's nothing wrong with 10 pounds.
There's nothing wrong with 10 pounds.
Or 0 pounds.
Yeah, hey.
If that's your thing. But we're not saying don't half-ass shit. I mean,
yeah,
definitely
go
push,
at your
see
pace
your
and your comfort level.
To your,
and push it. Always be on the lookout to push it a little bit.
Yeah, don't use it as excuses like I did that. That's good enough. Playing the mind's mine or setting the goalpost is like I'm gonna take off for a 5-mile run. I'm at mile 3. It's like, oh, that's good enough.
Keep in mind, I'm the guy that did 15K and only did 5.
Yeah,
so I'm full of bullshit.
You moved the goalpost.
Yeah, I moved it a little bit.
We're not saying that's the cool thing.
I started out not wanting to do it yesterday at all. So to do 5K, I was pretty happy with myself.
I'm actually surprised when you grabbed your gear. It's like I'm not.
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff going on. We're not going to get so much into
I had every excuse not to go, and I went.
And he still went, which is he didn't move the goalpost so far in that he didn't do it.
Right.
So, playing the mind's mind game.
So Centerline Systems sent me a belt, or sent a belt to me, however we're supposed to say that. Cool. And I was very, very kind of him. I'm wearing it right now. I'm not going to model it for the camera because I'd have to show you my crotch more than I already am. I've always worn SOE belts, Special Operations Equipment. I really love those belts. I really do. I've still got them. I'll still wear them occasionally. But I've had the one since Iraq for sure. And I still wear it. But I bought the bigger belt. Like it's a 1.75 inch like width. Mm-hmm. And to go through like most jean belt loops, it's just too fucking big. It's the only thing too big in my jeans. So then we got the thinner belt now. It's like 1.5 or 1.25, and that thing will slide through any belt loops and shorts and shit like that. I love it. And they're rigid enough to carry a firearm if that's what you're intending to do. You could carry any size knife on it. His belts are.
It has a quick disconnect too on it too.
Yeah, it's got a Cobra buckle, the Austral pin Cobra buckle, and that's the most expensive part of the belt.
And what's the purpose for the people who don't know why you would need that?
Like a lot of them were designed for riggers, right? Like for rappelling and guys that were, because they used to make them out of old rigging equipment, those belts.
So if you own your carabiner or your figure 8, you can.
This one doesn't have the setup for that.
Yeah.
But it's designed, a Cobra buckle is designed to where, and I think John does a video on this on SOE's channel. He's used his as toe straps, like pulled like, I think it was an excursion and an F-350, like had a tug of war with them, like took 2 belts together and pulled them. And that's somewhere on YouTube. But anyway, they're
you gotta stick a Cybertruck in there. That's why you're gonna get the real.
Somebody's gonna have to pull that thing when the battery dies. But it's got like the design is the way the buckle works is it gets stronger as you pull, right? It's like some certain knots, same way. Like they're gonna hold stronger as you pull tighter.
Like a bite.
Yeah. So
it gets a bite on.
So for me to undo this belt, I have to pull it together and then undo the belt.
What a sun's coming up.
Yeah. So that's but anyway, really good equipment. Check his stuff out. He makes all kinds of things for pretty much anything you might want in life. Water bottle carriers, first aid equipment. I mean, just everything.
And Centerline, what's the full name?
Centerline Systems.
Centerline Systems.
He runs a YouTube channel as well. Does a lot of lives throughout the week, interviews and things. Really good dude. I mean, I've talked to this dude for hours on the phone. Go figure. And it's easy to do. But what else we got?
I think that's it.
I feel like is that it?
I feel like
okay.
That's it.
All right, that's it.
We've hit all the big things. We can always ask how Steve's doing.
How's Steve doing?
Steve's great. You know,
that's
he's
well
great.
said, Steve. He's like,
speaking of CrossFit.
He's like, I'm not this camera motherfucker by design.
Speaking of CrossFit and somebody who adjusts their exercises constantly.
He's like, I adjust them by not doing it today and not doing it tomorrow.
So, but I think
good?
that's it. We'll wrap it up. It's like, again, check out the association page for the
travel
reunion
details for the
travel
reunion.
coming up.
If you need help with travel, if you're needing some kind of assistance, they can help. And I'm not saying they're travel agents. They're not going to book your flight for you, but they'll help you get the funds to make it happen if you really want to go.
So,
because we want you there.
Again, if you're watching this, you know of anybody that will want to come on here, I mean, we can call you on the phone. We're always looking to talk to members of the association, not just people who sit on the board, but people who are actually anybody, Vietnam vets, Korean War
We
vets.
just want to talk to people.
We just want to talk to anybody besides Steve, who's so judgmental.
I mean, you've seen how conversational he is.
Yeah. He's like, I like, what? He is.
How you doing over, Steve? Got it.
He's definitely a guy behind the camera.
Yeah.
And that's it. And Centerline Systems.
Centerline Systems. Check them out. They're awesome. Knife. I don't know. We always have one in the background.
You know what? It's like
we've always had them in the background, but we never talk about them. Knife this week is provided, or this month is provided by Tops Knives. By me, I bought it. It's not like they just sent it to us. It's mine. I bought it a long time ago.
So, and you can check out Murph and that page again on YouTube at Murph Nuge, right?
I think. I don't know the link.
I think
it's Murph Nuge or Murph Nuge.
If you go to YouTube and type in Murph Nuge, I guarantee you, if there's another one out there.
I think it's under Tailgate Talks, isn't it? Are we doing under Tailgate Talks? Like if you just type in Tailgate Talks with Murph or something, it comes up. And we do it right here. You'll see the same scene, different varying stages of light. But we'll do it, and usually Violet's in the truck with me. Hopefully that continues. And we'll just do knife reviews, maybe some other gear mixed in here and there. If you have something you want to hear talked about knife-wise, hit me up. We'll throw it in there. Yeah. If I have it, or if I don't, maybe I'll get it.
Good deal. That's it. That's a wrap.
Well, cheers, fuckers.